South Colony Lake Basin is one of the Southern Rockies' finest alpine basins. It's located in the Sangre to Cristo wilderness. The Institute's involvement in the basin began in the 1990s when there was an effort to assess the recreational impacts primarily of 14er climbing. South Colony Lake Basin is your quintessential alpine basin in the fact that it's rimmed by Mount Humboldt, Crestone Peak, and Crestone Needle. 14er climbing has really become a major recreational activity within Colorado. There was a noticeable boom in the numbers of people seeking to climb the 14ers. Impacts on the peak were just not being addressed because the Forest Service didn't have the in-house expertise to deal with them. And that's where the Institute's knowledge and expertise really came into play. The tram system enables us to move material from outside the area that we're working and build such things as retaining walls, to move rock and soil. We always try to work with pre-existing disturbances and work with the existing climbing trails that have already been worn into the landscape. And this is demonstrated by some of the work we've done on Broken Hand Pass, where we've stabilized and built staircases up the old existing climbing trails. We have, for the last 15 years, have come in with a variety of volunteer programs, from multiple 4-day programs all the way up to the Institute's 30-day Earth Core program.
I think something that is really unique to this program is the fact that you get to live in one place for 30 days, one very remote wilderness place for 30 days, and really understand every aspect of it. You start to read the clouds and you start to know what this place is going to do to you, and you get really used to it. It's pretty amazing.
There's no better way to get acquainted with a landscape than actually getting your hands dirty and moving rocks around, transplanting vegetation. And I think all of our volunteers and participants in our programs, particularly the Earth Core program, they come away with, I think, a greater understanding and appreciation of these environments. Our goal in the basin is to establish South Colony as a model for how these high elevation alpine basins are cared for and managed. There is a difficulty in getting people to slow down and to really observe what's happening. There's over 70 campsites within a relatively small area, and there's impacts from wood foraging for fires, there's impacts from human waste. For instance, people like to bring their pets into the basin. There's a bighorn sheep herd here. Well, that has its impacts when their dogs are out chasing the sheep around. So I see the basin and what we've done here as a real model for a lot of other areas throughout the Southern Rockies.